Looks like it may be a little bit of an uglier day, guys, just based on the price action I'm seeing here in pre-market. Good morning. First off, happy Wednesday, hump day. It is Wednesday, February 16th. Either way, it's going to be a great day. Out of the Roblox swing now. So definitely, obviously there's so much opportunity on both sides of the market, hopefully. The big thing I think we need to test here is the support range. So I'm currently looking at the 30-minute chart on QQQ, guys. This is kind of going to be my main focus today. This is going to be, first off, I'll preface, this is going to be one of those wait and see kind of days. We are entering a day that we have a lot of like incoming, right? We'll call it that. Upcoming catalyst for the market, right? We have the Fed minutes at 2 p.m. Today is also Wednesday. That is a day that Putin had mentioned would be a kind of green light day for his troops. The geopolitical aspect is definitely going to have the market on its heels. If we don't see any announcement from Russia, then we probably see a bounce, or a bigger move up, honestly. However, right, we ripped pretty hard yesterday. We had a 3% move yesterday, so wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback and then some chop. I know that it isn't ideal to hear, but remember, not every day is going to be like a huge banger. Like, you have to remember that some days you just have to get a couple base hits and get out of there, right? Today might be one of those days. That's kind of the feel I'm getting. If you're newer, good day to sit back and watch, not stress yourself out over, I have to make a huge trade today. Like, last couple days have been awesome. Today might not be as good, and that's okay. You have to remember that. Now, as we head into today, one of my biggest focuses, you think we should still hold the $75 Roblox calls? I mean, those were a complete lotto for earnings. I don't even think they'll be worth anything, honestly. They might be worth a couple pennies, but at that point, I'll probably wait to see if we get some kind of bounce. If we do, awesome. But if not, I'm not, like I said, they'll be worth next to nothing. 357 on QQQ, that is the big resistance area, right? In that 357.60 area, we have pulled back all the way to 353.92 right now. Where I'm going to be looking for a move down to would be this 352.6 down to the 351 area, right? Yesterday we saw a pullback all the way to 351.8. I think we have strong support in this zone, right? So between 351.8 and 352.6, there's kind of like that dollar range where we've seen a lot of buying pressure come in on the 30-minute, right, and on the hourly chart because, right, obviously that's a major area to hold since it's our kind of like line in the sand from where we were last week on Friday to now, right? If we break below that area, obviously a bigger short trade comes into focus. Now, what I want to focus on here off of the open, guys, is what I want to see is how we react to this 354.5 area. So right here would be this kind of major level where we saw a bigger breakout, right? Now, in this 354.5 to 355 area is where we saw a lot of resistance yesterday. If we take a move off open and reject hard at this 354 area, that is where I would look to go short. I would be looking at the 353 puts. I'm going to get almost at the money, right? I want to be close to in the money or at the money. Obviously, those options that expired today, I always try to play those as close to in the money as possible. If we see a move back over, we can see a bounce back to 356. However, I do think the more likely scenario that we're going to see come into play off open here is a move up to 354.73 and then a pull back, right? Just because we do have the Fed minutes. Last time that happened, it wasn't really that good of a situation. And that's kind of, what we want to sort out today is, okay, where is the directional bias going to take us, right? So we are down, about 0.5% right now in pre-market on QQQ. SPY is kind of the same story. Personally, I have much preferred trading QQQ to SPY. SPY is showing the slightest bit of relative strength versus the market right now. However, I've seen some big walls on level 2 in this 444 area, so we will see. I definitely think that if we see a break below this 443 area on SPY, that's kind of where we get into trouble and we have a bigger gap down to fill, right? So I'm going to post this one on Twitter, but again, I would watch for a, kind of directional bias shift in SPY below this 443 level, because I think that's going to be a big spot for us to hold. So we are nearing that support off open. So if you just want to think you're going to play puts off open, it's going to be great. I think we at least see one more bounce there, and then we'll start to see how we test. If SPY starts to fail, obviously I'll post that if I see that relative weakness, and then that's where that short opportunity comes into play, right? Okay, as far as names that I would consider long side, since we are flushing into the open here, Airbnb is very interesting to me. I don't know if we're going to see strong continuation today. Like I said, it's one of those days. It's a kind of a wait and see. Is Airbnb. They beat on the top and bottom line. They saw a major move last night to 195. There is strong resistance at 200 on this name. So, again, we are in a market that is directionally short bias right now, in my opinion. I think that the big money is definitely in that short range. However, I think this can be a nice opportunity if we see a general market pullback today. If this pulls back to where it was before earnings, yes, it ripped, 6% yesterday or whatever, right? 6.4%. If we see a pullback to that 180 range, we're kind of back where we closed yesterday. We're almost flat right now. This thing was up 9 or 10% at one point. I'm very interested in this name for a bounce off of this 180 level. So I'm going to be watching this very, very closely off of the open. I really think there's a nice opportunity there at that 180 spot to play it long back to that 187 area. That 187 area is going to be that line in the sand, right? I talked about this, but it's also a major key level on the daily chart. So I posted that on Twitter. I didn't overnight any Airbnb 200 calls. So I saw someone ask about that in the live chat. I said specifically yesterday I was going to exit all of it, and I did at close. I did not carry any Airbnb 200 calls. I made that super clear yesterday on Twitter. NVIDIA earnings is interesting. I don't really know how I want to feel about that. I think I need to wait and see what the overall market sentiment's going to be. Today is what you call a headline day, right? It's hard to have an opinion on things because when it's a headline day, your opinion can be swayed in literally a matter of seconds, and your bias is completely different. So you have to really wait. It's a day I don't really want to be letting things work and be sitting in things. I want to be in and out, right? Like very quick, right? And kind of let the market settle. Oh, yeah. I mean, Airbnb 200 calls will probably be like, I don't know, they might be up a little bit. I mean, had a pretty good earnings report, so. Now, as far as other names go that I'm interested in, mRNA, Moderna is interesting to me. This one was so crowded with shorts. It was like retail short city, which was a really good long signal off open. There's very strong support at this 138 level. I don't know why I didn't listen to myself. And when I was saying that all of the public is short on this, probably should have gone long. If this breaks below this 146 level, it can definitely see more downside into that, 130-ish range, right? We look at the bottom of this candle, right? This big gap down candle in that 146 area. That's my line in the sand, right? Under 146.34, I think this does end up filling the gap back down to 139 again. Maybe it creates kind of a bottom there, but you could see an opportunity where, okay, then, this is the dead cat bounce, then it really makes its move under that level. So I will be watching the 135 puts under 146.34. That's going to be my downside trigger there on Moderna. This will be one of my top watches off of the open just because it's usually a nice reactive trade. Like it offers a really nice, quicker opportunity. And so I think that's a pretty good one to kind of keep on your watch list for today, just because it's been moving nicely. Premiums have been good. There's been decent flow. So I really do like that one. Other names that I'll be watching off of the open, I really do think Roblox kind of primed for a bounce at this point. It's down 23%. Maybe not a bad idea. Long calls if something's down 24%. It could be like an Affirm situation where we see a much larger pullback, right, into that, 50 range. But I think that you would see strong buyers at 50. The problem is here we're pushing all-time lows. Actually, I believe we made a new all-time low. We did. We made a new we are about to touch an all-time low at that 53 level. That's an interesting area for me. If we can see a bounce off 53, that would be very interesting for me on the call side. We're flushing down right now, and we are at 56.4. So if we start to see a test of that 53 range, would definitely consider it long side. Just remember, Affirm had really strong weekly support at 53, and it still got absolutely slammed, right? So just remember that. It can always go lower. If you decide to take that trade, just know if it breaks that level, it's not going to be pretty, right? Because nobody's going to know where support is. That's what's scary. Just like when things make new all-time highs, right? You see a big move up because nobody knows where resistance at. When you make new all-time lows, nobody knows where support is. So you have to be really careful if you're long, and if you're short, it usually offers a decent opportunity, but you still want to take profits and secure gains on things like that. Yeah, in the charts we trust. The levels don't lie. 100%. All right, so Moderna, Roblox, Airbnb, my three focuses outside of the indices. Again, there has been nice opportunities in the non-indice names. SPY, sub 443, that's where we start to see bigger market pullback. And just to recap on QQQ, watch SPY for that directional bias on QQQ, right? Under 443, QQQ probably breaks under that 351 level. So just obviously keep that in mind, all right? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get ready for open. I'm going to go ahead and get these setups posted on Twitter, and I will see you guys on the 3 p.m. live. Hope you guys enjoyed the video last night. I thought it was really cool. Hopefully helped you guys out a ton. Have a very exciting video talking about why I swing things into earnings and how it works and the IV and all those good things. So stay tuned for that this coming week. Have an awesome day, guys. See you on the live. Peace.